What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Garden State Film Festival 2025. My name is Ming Chen.
CJ Cullen.
We are streaming live from the Shared Universe Podcast Lounge at the Berkeley Oceanfront Hotel in the beautiful city of Asbury Park.
Yeah.
The film festival. It's Film Festival weekend. This is a weekend I wait all year for. That
Movied out.
I love it. I love it, and I love seeing the films. I love podcasting here, but I really love talking to the amazing filmmakers who have toiled. Spent a lot of money, a lot of time, used all their talents.
We got our first documentary.
Yes, featured documentary. Can you please introduce yourself? I'll start right here.
Sure. My name is Michaela Schwer. I'm the director, producer, and editor of The Kids Are Not All Right, which is a feature documentary about the long-lasting impacts of the troubled teen industry. And we followed and worked with Liz Ionelli for 9 years.
Wow.
9 years. Amazing. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Liz Ionelli, and I am one of the stories featured in The Kids Are Not All Right.
Amazing. So you mentioned troubled teen industry. What is that exactly? How do you define that?
So I would say it's a sprawling network of programs claiming to treat troubled teens, which ranges everything from depression, drug use, skipping school, really runs the gamut of like anything that your parent might want deemed troubled.
Yeah.
And so generally kids are shipped away. So sometimes kidnapped in the middle of the night, sent away to programs, residential therapeutic boarding schools, wilderness programs, boot camps, that type of thing.
Right. And I think recently we heard a lot of stories, maybe on the sinister side.
Yeah.
And that's very poignant right now. What inspired all this? Was it a particular story that inspired this, or a series of stories, or maybe a personal event?
Yeah, kind of a series of stories of I grew up with a lot of kids who were sent away to these programs, and honestly I didn't really think all that much about it for about 20 years.
Okay.
And then I was researching a story about a cult group called Synanon, and I really realized their influence on this industry.
Okay.
And so I started to research it more, and a journalist put me in touch with Liz.
So I survived a program. I was there from 1994 to 1997. But the documentary follows my journey from 2015 until forever, till now. So I'm coming from having lived and experienced one of these programs that did incredible harm in my life. And it kind of takes the journey of what I did alongside other survivors to pursue justice and accountability for what happened to us. And when I say us, like all of the kids that are pipelined through this industry. So that's how I got involved. I was asked by Michaela, like, hey, you want to tell your story? And I did, and here we are.
Yeah. So when did you start the process of making this documentary?
So in 2015, I did an interview with a journalist named Maya Salovitz, and in October of 2015, an activist and survivor named John Martin Crawford had died by suicide. The suicide rate from these programs is pretty alarmingly high. And Liz was one of John's closest friends. Yeah. And so I was in New York, and I went upstate that night. And we didn't really know what was going to happen with it, but it ended up that, Liz really kind of stepped into John's shoes in activism, and we just continued to follow the journey of it.
Have you done film before this, or was this something that you're like, oh?
Yeah, is this your first documentary?
It's my second documentary as a director. I work as an editor, full time, so as a documentary editor. So I'm usually on that side of things, but it's my second film directing.
Yeah, it took over 9 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, things, as Liz kind of likes to say, is she kept doing epic things. Yeah. I'll keep it.
Sorry, one more thing. I don't know if you want to know, but
I was like, no, we got to get that in. So you kept going.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to stop, and then, the Child Victims Act in New York took place, and so she was actually able to start a lawsuit, and so we just really kept following things, and she ended up actually getting someone arrested and found guilty. So it was pretty incredible.
Wow. So I guess you kind of you find a natural ending, I guess, last year in 2024. What was it like kind of ending the finishing the journey?
So he was arrested, but we finished the film. We are going to update the ending.
Okay.
And so you can give that news.
Yeah, so he was arrested. His name is Paul Gear, and he was sexually abusing children at the program. And the FBI got involved. The AUSA's office was involved. It was a federal case, and he was found guilty on 4 counts. Charges related to torturing and sexually exploiting children.
But just like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very-
That was on okay, so he was arrested on
So the film ends
April.
right now, as the trial's going to take place. And so
It's a
we're
crazy
excited.
timing for sure.
Oh my God. And then, in between like the screening prior to like in New York until now New Jersey, he went from being arrested to now found guilty, like trial is over.
Were you able to put something at the end of the film to say it?
We weren't able to update the film in time for this screening, but we're working on just kind of doing a small update for our screening starting over the summer.
Yeah, it's a good update for the Q&A afterwards for sure.
Yeah.
So 9 years, that's a lot of footage. What's the runtime on this?
It's 88 minutes.
Okay, it's pretty.
I did the math. It's like eight minutes of every year that I was in the film is featured, like made it in, so I still want to see the bloopers.
And Liz's story is the main arc of the film,
Okay.
but we also
there's
have
other
two
ones?
other stories.
Yeah,
So we
very
have,
important stories.
One of Caddy, who is a trans woman, who also, everyone is about 20 years after their experience, so we really wanted to look at the long-term effects of these places. And then Cynthia is a mother whose child went to one of these programs and died while in there, but she continues to advocate and try to bring awareness, because I think stopping parents is really the way you stop the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
How much footage was there?
Hundreds.
Okay,
of
hundreds of hours
hundreds
that you
hours.
edited down to 88
Yeah.
minutes.
It's not easy to cut all that down.
No, and the film changed over different. We at first had a lot of experts and lawyers and journalists, because for us, I think 9 years ago, there was a point where we weren't sure if people would believe survivor stories on their own.
Yeah.
And I think over time that has shifted, and so we really felt like we could take all of those people out and just let you sit with the personal stories.
The people you really wanted to feature.
Yeah.
Is this the first time screening tonight, or has this been screened elsewhere?
This is our third screening. So we premiered at Dances with Films in New York in December.
Oh, yeah, Dances. I know them well.
You know that film.
Yeah, I know them well out in LA. I go to the LA one a lot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we're hoping to play there.
I'm sure they'll play there.
But we were at Atlanta DocuFest last weekend, and then we've got like 4 more in a row. We're playing in Arizona, in Poppy Jasper, and a few more to announce soon.
That's amazing. What was the reaction like the first 2 that you screened at?
I think it's been incredible. I mean, they've been really different. The first screening, it was really important for us to have in New York because we have so many survivors in the area.
Yeah.
And so to play it for that community, I think felt really special. In Atlanta, I think there were people who were more in the film community. And so it's really interesting at each festival who the audience is and how they engage with the film.
Right.
But so far, I think it's been great. I don't know if you have.
Very, I think people struggle. They want to say like, that was an amazing story, but there's such heartache that is kind of through it. But there's also this really big triumph, that kind of arcs out of it. And, so it's just, I find it to be a really interesting combination of stories and how all of us kind of cope with our trauma in similar ways, using art, and kind of expressing ourselves like that. But yeah.
Would you have enough footage to kind of do an episodic? Like Netflix has those like 3 documentaries in and out now. Like 3 episodes.
And I think we thought of that at one time. I think for us, just wanting to also just really sit with personal stories, it's a little bit different and didn't quite lend itself as much to the episodic realm. But I think that's why we really felt like it suited a feature.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is this your first time at Garden State Film Festival?
It is, yeah.
Welcome.
It's incredible.
Sure.
People are just so lovely
Super
here.
nice, like so nice.
We got a good crew here.
Yeah,
and
it's wonderful.
it's my favorite place to hang out and meet other filmmakers.
Yeah.
And
when are you screening?
Just get inspired. Yeah, when and where are you guys screening?
So we are screening here at the Berkeley Continental at 9 p.m. tonight.
Amazing. Yeah, the Continental Ballroom. Yeah, I think it's the upstairs one here. I think
so.
Yeah, it's a good venue.
Oh,
here.
wow.
Yeah, just right down the hall from right here.
Yeah.
For sure. What are you working on now? Anything? You look like you're probably always working on stuff. So
I'm gonna take a nap.
That sounds awesome right now.
Like for real. Like
Yeah.
it's been a long journey. I feel like at this point, like I want to take a nap. I think I've earned it.
Yeah.
Naps are good. Are you working on anything right now?
I am. So I just finished editing something that'll be on Netflix starting on Monday.
Congratulations.
Which is the Gone Girls. It's the story of the Long Island serial killer.
Oh wow! Wow!
So that's coming out, and then editing some music documentaries this year that I'm just excited about, but I can't share much.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. Well, next year we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, welcome to the festival.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great screening tonight, 9 p.m. at the Berkeley Continental Ballroom. And thanks for sharing your stories.
Thank you for having us.
And
totally.
documentary filmmaking is it's
Tough. We're doing it right now in school. We're doing documentaries. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a special person who can put something all that. That's a lot of work.
And it's important
Okay,
work.
but
Michaela is amazing.
It's rewarding once you get it all together, though.
Amazing.
And I love the format for sure. But I was like, wow, that's a lot of interviews, a lot of storytelling. Then weave it all together. So congratulations.
I always say it's a puzzle. So I love it.
Tell all my
Don't
students
wanna
they have
be-
so much footage. It's like, how do you cut this down to a few minutes? Because
Yeah.
it's a high school. So how do you cut it down to like 5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Like hours of footage. They
Yeah.
have no idea. They're just sitting on it like, what do we do?
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, thank you guys so
I
much.
just show up, right?
I think you did more than show up, my friend. I think you did a lot more than
you know
show
what
up.
I mean? Like, I just say like, look, I'm just in the film, like I let them get close enough to me that I
Yeah.
can really authentically tell my story.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite part.
That's amazing. So the kids are not all right. Screening at 9 p.m. Berkeley Continental Ballroom. Thank you guys so much.
you.
No, thanks.
Thank you guys for watching. GSFF.org for info. Get down here. Watch these amazing films.
Totally.
Meet these amazing filmmakers. Hang out with us. Hang out with everybody. Definitely one of the best events of the year.
Yeah.
The one we always look forward to. So thank you guys so much. We'll be streaming all day. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
GSFF.org. We'll be right back.